Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am bringing you all of the fall things. I did film over a weekend, but I did go into like Monday a little bit with some of my baking and stuff, so this is technically not a weekend vlog, but I'm just kind of calling it all the fall feels kind of vlog, I guess. We ended up doing a movie night, and we went to the pumpkin patch and we did some apple picking, and we picked out some pumpkins and did a little hay ride, and the kids went in the corn pit and did all kinds of fun things there. And then of course we did some fall crafts with the kids over the weekend, and then like I mentioned, I did some fall baking. I haven't been doing too much fall baking, so I crammed a whole bunch into this video, and then I'm also sharing with you a yummy fall dinner recipe that you guys should enjoy, and so I'm sharing it all with you. So I hope that you guys enjoy, and let's get started. Okay, so I am making keto chili. I believe I have made this on my channel before, maybe last year sometime for the fall or the winter months or something. But I thought I would share it again, seeing as I have a few new people on the channel. So I am gonna get started by just browning 2 pounds of ground beef, or you can use ground turkey as well. I'm using the ground beef. And my husband likes a little bit thicker of a chili. And because this is a keto chili recipe, there's no beans and there's also no noodles in it. So it tends to be a thinner chili. So to beef it up a little bit, I add more beef. So I think I have maybe like 2.5 pounds or maybe even closer to 3 pounds here. But anyways, like I said, brown your beef or your turkey over in a medium-sized pan or a Dutch oven, and then once it's browned, drain the grease, and then we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. Alright, so then you're going to add the rest of your ingredients. So you're going to need 1 green bell pepper finely chopped, 1 jalapeno seeded and finely chopped. Alright, and then let's see, 2 cloves of garlic minced, 1 10-ounce can of tomatoes with green chilies undrained, 1 15-ounce can of tomato sauce, and 1 32-ounce carton of beef broth, 1 7-ounce can of tomato paste, and then 2 tablespoons of chili powder, or you can add 3 tablespoons if you like a little bit of spice, extra spice in your chili. And lastly, you're just going to add 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and then some salt and pepper to taste. Now you're just going to allow your chili to simmer over low heat, uncovered for about 25 minutes until the tomato juice has reduced and thickened, and then you're ready to enjoy and then serve with your favorite chili toppings. Alright, so I'm going to make some apple crisp, and for my recipe you just need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Grease an 8x8 baking dish. In a mixing bowl, add 6 apples that have been peeled and chopped, 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, 3/4 teaspoons of cinnamon, and 1.5 teaspoons of lemon juice, and then just stir to combine them, and then transfer those to your prepared baking dish. Alright, so in a separate mixing bowl, you're going to add your topping ingredients, which is going to be 1 cup of light brown sugar, 3/4 cups of old-fashioned oats, 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, and 1/2 cup of cold unsalted butter diced into small cubes, and then a pinch of salt. And then you're going to just want to use a pastry cutter to cut the butter into the oat mixture using a slight downward twisting motion until the mixture resembles pea-sized crumbs. Or you can also use 2 forks or your hands to cut the butter into the mixture, but you're going to want to have it look something similar to this. And then you're just going to spread this mixture over your apples in your baking dish and gently pat to even them out. Alright, and then you're going to bake this in your preheated 350 degree oven for 40 to 50 minutes or until golden brown and bubbly. Alright, and here is the apple crisp all done and out of the oven, and then you can just serve this warm and serve it with some ice cream or whipped cream or whatever you'd like to serve it with. Alright, so I'm making pumpkin French toast sticks this morning, and to make these in a small baking dish, you just want to whisk together 4 large eggs, 2/3 cups of milk, 1/2 cup of pumpkin puree, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. Alright, so then on another plate, you're going to want to mix together 1/4 cup of sugar and 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. And then you're going to take some bread. This recipe calls for brioche bread, but you could cut up any type of like thicker bread, like a French bread or Texas toast, anything like that, and just cut them into strips. And then you're going to take a skillet here and you're going to just melt some butter on there and take your toast strips, dip them into your egg mixture, and then cook them until they're browned on the skillet here, about 2 minutes on each side. And then once they've cooked 2 minutes on each side, you're just going to dunk them into your cinnamon sugar mixture. All right, and here is how they turned out once they are done. All right, so I am making pumpkin snickerdoodle cookies, and to make this recipe, you need a large bowl, and you're just going to add 1 cup of unsalted butter that has been softened. And then using a hand mixer or a stand mixer, you're just going to cream the butter until it is smooth. Add, let's see, you're going to add half a cup of canned pumpkin puree, 1 cup of granulated sugar, a half a cup of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of salt, and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. And you're just going to mix these ingredients with your mixer until fully combined. All right, and then you're going to add an egg and mix that well. All right, then you're going to add 2 2/3 cups of all-purpose flour, mix that well, and then you're going to put this in the fridge for at least an hour. Once your dough has had a chance to chill, scoop about 2 tablespoons of dough and form it into a ball. And then you are going to gently roll your dough ball into a half a cup of sugar, a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a half a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. And then just make sure that the dough ball is well coated in that mixture. And then you'll just place it on your baking sheet, and you'll just bake at 350 degrees for 11 to 13 minutes. All right, and here is how the cookies came out now that they are done out of the oven. I am just cooling them on the cooling racks here, but I did try one and they are very good. All right, so I am going to just do a couple fall crafts with the boys. And to get started with this craft, you're just going to need some brown construction paper, and then you're going to need to trace your kids, a little bit of your kid's arm and their hand. All right, and then once you trace a little bit of their arms and their hands, you'll just cut that out and then glue it to a white piece of paper. And then you're just going to use some yellow, red, and orange paint and have them use their fingers to make little fingerprint leaves all over. Okay, and while we are crafting, I'm going to make a little snack. I am going to do apple cider shakes, I'm going to call them. They also have a recipe for like a float version, which is essentially the same. I'm just blending it, but all you need is some apple cider and some vanilla ice cream, and I'm just going to blend it up and serve. Okay, and here they are all done. so here is how the trees turned out. This one is Hunter's and this one is Jordan's. Alright, so over here with this next craft, you're just going to need a white piece of paper and then again some red, orange, and yellow paint. And then you're just going to paint your kids' hands and put them on the paper. Once they dry, you can take some black or brown paint and kind of make like little veins into their hands to make them look like leaves. Alright, and here is how their leaf little craft turned out. I just added these black vein things with just some permanent marker. Alright, so now I'm going to be making some mini pumpkin chocolate chip muffins, and to make these you are going to want to whisk together 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. In a separate bowl, you're going to want to whisk together your 3/4 cups of pumpkin puree, a 1/4 cup of salted butter that's been melted and slightly cooled, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 2/3 cups of brown sugar, 1/3 cup of milk, and 2 eggs. You're going to then want to add the dry ingredients to the wet and mix until just combined, making sure not to overmix. You are then going to fold in 2/3 cups of mini chocolate chips. You're then going to line your muffin tin with mini muffin liners or just spray the tin with nonstick cooking spray. Distribute the muffin batter into the 24 mini muffin cups, and then you are going to bake the mini pumpkin muffins at 350 degrees for 15 to 18 minutes or until the toothpick comes out clean. Let them cool for 2 to 3 minutes in the pan, and then use a butter knife to gently remove them and transfer them to a cooling rack to cool the rest of the way. Alright, and here they are out of the oven. I have had these cooling for a little bit now, so I'm going to transfer them to a cooling rack, and then I'm going to fill up some more because these definitely made more than 24 mini muffins. Alright, and here they are all cooled off. Alright you guys, I'm going to wrap up this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye!